Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the special birthday episode of I Quit My Band. It's JJ's birthday today.
Hey, happy birthday.
Happy birthday to JJ. He dressed super cool. All black.
He did. He's
black boots. This Evans sunglasses.
My birthday gift was allowing you to wear my sunglasses.
Yep.
And that's it.
How do you feel for your birthday?
Stoked. Yep.
You're back
I'm
on
back.
the show.
Yeah. We worked it out again. It's an on again, off again relationship, and right now we're on.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, the chemistry is so dynamic between us that sometimes it's combustible.
I'm so sorry that you guys are going through this.
It's tough. You know? I lose a lot of sleep, but I brought these two ferns with me.
Yep.
And now we are between two ferns.
Welcome back to Between Two Ferns.
Yeah.
Or as we know, I Quit My Band.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks everyone for being here. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok, and go subscribe to our Patreon. We got a new Patreon episode up there called "Let's Double Get It On."
Let's double get it on.
Let's double get it on.
Mm-hmm.
I was hoping someone would. I put the soundbite of that song when I posted the video, and I was hoping someone would be like, "I can hear it." Wow, but yeah,
Nobody.
No, you and your brother just further drifting out onto that island.
On that island,
Two
morons.
One cup.
One cup.
Yikes.
Welcome back to Two Morons, One Cup.
I don't know if I want to be the cup or the moron.
Yeah.
I was going to be like, I'm
Someone's
the cup.
gonna have
and I'm
to
like,
guess who's the
what?
cup.
I don't know what that means.
I'm fine not being
I'm
the
fine.
I'm fine with moron.
I'm fine just quitting the show.
Yeah.
Thanks everyone for being here, though. I think we got there. Before we get into it, we have an album review tonight. MJ Lenderman, Manning Fireworks, an album we've been excited to talk about. Go check out our most recent album review of The Dares. Welcome to What's Wrong with New York. Welcome to New York.
Welcome to New York.
Welcome to New York.
Welcome to New York.
Go check out that review if you haven't yet. Should we dive into the album
Yes.
that we're here to review?
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, everyone, for sticking with us. We are going to be reviewing an album that we've been looking forward to for a while now. We've covered a bunch of tracks. We're big fans. It's MJ Lenderman's Manning Fireworks. Just came out this past Friday. MJ Lenderman is kind of like this alt blues country rock dude. He's in the band Wednesday, who is kind of the exact same genre. He put out an album in 2022 called Boat Songs, which caught our attention. I remember you might have been like one of the first people to tell me about. Yeah, it was you.
You're like,
I heard a song. You're like, I heard a song on my Discover Weekly called "Hangover Game." It was really funny. It was about Michael Jordan, and
really?
I think it came up on the same week, and I was like, oh yeah, I heard that too. And then I
think it might have.
We started talking.
I think it was him.
No, it was you.
Yeah, because I think you shared it with me. Like, I think you sent me Hangover Game. That's where I found out.
Whatever the case.
Okay.
We've been fans of him for a while. Boat Songs was one of my favorite albums of 2022. MJ Lenderman has a really, earnest, cool, almost like Phoebe Bridgers for the guys type of songwriting style. Would you agree?
I think on this album more so.
Yeah.
I think, on Boat Songs, there were more rockers, a little more some stuff that was a little more funny.
Yeah.
Hangover Games, it's not as earnest as some of this other stuff, but this does feel like Punisher for the guys.
It kind of does, yeah. I've been looking forward to this for a while. The singles that he put out 4 singles for this record.
Of an 8-track album.
It's 9.
9-track album, yeah.
Joker Lips, Rudolph, Wristwatch, She's Leaving You, all were singles, which makes up a big chunk of the album.
And he also Knockin' was a single too, but it didn't end up on the album. Right?
That was a B-side that he put out with Rudolph.
Okay.
Yeah, which is good.
Yeah, it's a good song.
But yeah, what has been everyone's anticipation for this one?
I don't remember ever showing you that song.
You definitely did, dude. I remember that.
Whatever.
You were like, this song was funny.
I guess that's just to go to my point. I was
never a fan.
No, that's not what I'm trying to say. But I don't really typically listen to this genre. I was listening to this album yesterday around the house cleaning, and Kat walked up and was like, "Are you okay?" Because it's not like my typical shit.
Yeah.
So I truly am inexperienced with music with slide guitars on it, and that kind of shit.
Gotta
you
change
know.
that. I love this.
Gotta fix that,
You gotta
dude.
fix that.
And but I'm giving it my honest college try, and here we are. You know.
Hell yeah. I like that JJ was like, I have never, nor will I ever.
I will
I
never.
don't want to
admit.
say will
No, I'm
I
kidding,
ever,
I'm kidding.
But yeah, it's just I'm out of my wheelhouse big time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I felt similarly that you did. I think I followed what a lot of people did. Found Boat Songs as like this album that had come out, and you're like, oh my god, this
Yeah.
like hidden gem of an album.
Yeah.
Tried to get into Wednesday, never really could.
Me either.
They're like the album that they just released, I think last year, was a lot of people's like album of the year. Talked about it.
Rat Saw God.
Yeah. Wasn't a huge fan of that. Went back to MJ's older stuff, more of his like lo-fi stuff, and enjoyed that as well.
Yeah.
Like Someone Get the Grill Out of the Rain.
Someone get the grill out of the rain.
A fucking great song.
Amazing.
White dudes just love shit
It's
like
just
that.
it just resonates so well
Yeah.
with the genre of guy that we are.
Yeah.
You
Just
know?
a minute 13 of you being like, damn, that grill's out there.
That fucking grill, dude.
Yeah. So yeah, he went from like this guy I wasn't really aware of, enjoyed a lot, and now is the first thing that he's released that I have like anticipation on. So I was
Yeah,
wondering how
yeah.
that would affect my enjoyment of it. Like, it's one thing to find an album like Boat Songs and like I think 6 of these songs are awesome. Would I have felt that way if I got 4 of them over the course of 3 months and then got the album? Would I have
Yeah.
been disappointed by Boat Songs? And now that's kind of where we're at with Manning Fireworks. It's like I've loved every single, but
Yeah.
that's almost half the album, so
Yeah.
we'll see.
It is really weird to be like on track with an album, like just being there every step of the way versus just discovering it and being like, holy shit, this is amazing. It's like finding the trail of breadcrumbs versus like finding the pot of gold, like it's good, but in a different way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about Boat Songs, I loved Boat Songs. Like, probably my biggest, like, gripe with it was, like, this guy's really great. I wonder what he would sound like with better production, cleaner sound, better mix. And I feel like he's doing exactly that here. That was pretty evident by all the singles. I'm a big fan of this kind of new wave of like alt country too. You guys know I'm a big Dougie Pool fan.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't checked out Dougie Pool, go check out Dougie Pool. And this, I mean, everyone's kind of doing it now. Like Wednesday, even fucking Beyonce put out like a country album.
Yeah.
And I feel like these kinds of like MJ and Wednesday are kind of like in the indie realm, like one of the first bands that really like was like we're kind of country. And kind of bringing it to the forefront. So that being said, let's dig in.
Let's go.
Let's just listen.
Let's double get it
Let's
on.
see what
dude.
MJ's
Let's
got.
double get it on.
This
You
is the
didn't
first.
say it.
Let's
Say
double get it on.
No,
it's
the
I
other-
Quit My Band.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, everybody. This is
No,
the-
that's your notes app apology.
I did not say
It's
I Quit My Band before the Manning Fireworks review. This is the first song, Manning Fireworks.
I had the pleasure of hearing this song for the very first time Saturday night at Nate's house, watching him cook a hot dog over an open flame with a stick.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's like, listen to this soundtrack of watching this man hold
Wait, was it
Johnsonville
over-
brat.
While like
Was it-
everyone was like yelling about like iPads, and I was like,
Was it over that like
"Yeah, it's
fucking
over my shitty
thing,
fire
shitty
thing. Yeah,
thing?
my shitty fire
Damn,
table."
dude.
I mean, it was like Scorsese. It's
Yeah.
like what this was made for. Just a train car hobo
Yeah,
cooking a Johnsonville brat.
On
the
an
hobo's
actual
lament.
actual stick from a tree.
No, not a stick from. That would have been great.
That
I
would've
had
been
some
awesome.
marshmallow skewers. I
Oh,
stuck 2
cool.
of those things. in
Yeah,
there to
you were
hold the
just
weight.
warming up a tube steak.
Yeah, I mean, it is just such a loser anthem, and I love that. I just love how desperate this sounds,
And that's how much I can relate
That's how
to it.
much I can relate to. When you got nothing but a fucking raw hot dog to cook over like a trash can fire.
Yeah.
This
Just
is
a
what
coffee
you want to
can
hear.
just burning.
This is like for some reason the last thing you want to hear, but like the only thing you want to hear. Like there's nothing that's gonna make you feel better aside from just like someone singing to you about
stewing in it.
Yes,
you know?
really stewing in it.
I hate to
Exactly.
bring up our past work, but if the survival episode of that YouTube show that you used to do,
Grimes time.
yeah, okay, I wasn't sure if I could name drop it.
Grimes time. Go
If
check
the
it out.
Grimes, check out Grimes Time. If the survival episode of Grimes Time had like an intro song, it would be this.
I can see
I
it.
seen
It
you
did
with
have an
the
intro
horm,
song.
the
That was almost
Hormel
like this.
and the yams.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, you there drunk laying
Yeah.
there.
It's more the walk home after I've just been hormone. Just like
It is
fuck.
the walk up after filming.
If you're
and,
done
like,
fucking around, it's Hormel.
yeah.
I think this is a pretty great opener. It's very low key as compared to like Hangover Game kicked off boat songs and like
Yeah.
grabbed you by the by the shirt and we were off and
Around the
running.
balls.
But this is like I love like how melancholy it is, and there's some great lyrics in it.
Yeah,
Like I
yeah.
love the you open the Bible in a public place, you open the Bible to the very first page, and it's like it seems to be a song about an asshole.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, and it's like using religion as kind of like this thing as like a get rich quick scheme of
Yeah.
people thinking you're a good person.
Yeah,
you know.
I loved the line, "Once a perfect little baby who's now a jerk."
Yeah, and it goes back to the line he had before that of like your outdated idea of original sin. It's like the inverse of
Yeah.
original sin. It's like
Yeah.
you start off good, and then you become a
You
piece
become
of shit.
an idiot. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I love the sound of this song. I mean, usually I'm always like the opener has to really like hit you in the balls and grab you and be kind of an ass kicker. But I feel like for this album, it kind of fits to have this really like melancholy train car hobo of an intro. Yeah, I thought this was great.
Yeah, the first time I had no idea what I was getting into when I hit play on this because I didn't like know anything. I guess I'd forgotten that we had listened to singles from it or whatever. And I listened to it and I was like, oh fuck, okay. Because I thought the whole thing was gonna be
Yeah.
like this, and I was like, my god, all
Yeah.
right, here we go. I have to formulate an opinion on
Yeah.
this. But in the context of this and listening to it multiple times, it is a fitting opening.
You don't have to pull a Pearl Jam on this one.
He's
Just the
just like,
fucking arms
It is my
folded.
birthday. I
make me
could-
listen to the most depressing shit on earth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About a
But-
guy who works at a carnival lighting off fireworks or something.
Let's move on. This is one of the singles called Joker Lips. I thought She's Leaving You would end up being my favorite song off the album, but I just can't decide anymore with these singles. This is one of my favorite songs of the year. Just everything about, I mean, just like the way the slide guitar, like just the melodies he puts into these like slide parts. The vocals aren't usually that different. He's usually given one kind of delivery, very like ho hum, melancholy, monotone, but like the melodies he has, the guitars and the slides and the instruments do are just always so fucking great.
Yeah, very tasteful.
Yeah.
And I think this might have been my favorite single before it was
Yeah.
coming out.
Yeah.
That like little shaker
Yeah.
with the hi-hat, the lap steel works
Yeah.
great. And again, great lyrics. Like
Yeah.
that's going to be a note throughout that. I think he's a really good lyricist, and he's matured a lot with his lyrics. I feel
Yeah.
like the Kahlua shooter DUI scooter.
My scooter.
That's lyric of the year.
I love
mean
it,
that
yeah.
couplet. That's like an
Yeah.
Ernest Hemingway short story with its like it's like the baby shoes
Yeah.
for sale, never
Yeah.
worn.
Yes.
It's that good of a lyric.
Yeah, and he's the kind of guy that like you would think just would not even give a shit about his lyrics. Like he just seems so like nonchalant. I don't really care. But then and the music sounds like that too. And then you dig into the lyrics and you're like, God damn, that's beautiful.
Yeah, he has like a slacker loser
It's
type
so
of thing.
slacker,
But
yeah.
it's not like a lot of like slacker loser core stuff is like, isn't it cool how much of a loser we
Yeah,
are?
yeah.
Where he's like, this sucks. Like there's parts of this that I don't enjoy at all.
It's kind of like that guy Jack Kays that we talked about, the basement guy. Remember that song?
Never be that guy.
Yeah, never be that guy.
Yeah, that guy rules.
Yeah, he's exactly
Yeah.
like MJ Lenderman.
He's just like MJ. No, what I'm saying is like, it's the same idea except just doing it two different ways.
Yeah.
It's like really digging in versus like just being like, I wanted to be famous and I never made it. You know, it's
Yeah.
like this is just like, he's just wallowing in this and just kind of bringing you into his vibe and his life, but not so directly. Like really, I don't know. DUI scooter. I can just picture it now.
Yeah,
you
so
know?
you just had a couple too many of
Yeah.
those Kahluas. Just fucking
When we
on
were
that
in
bird.
Austin and you
Oh,
just see
yeah.
all those dudes driving home on those things, and you're like, that's what he was talking about.
Those things are sus, man.
Oh,
they go
very
way
sus.
too fast. It was very earnest stuff.
Yeah.
From MJ, and like you said, I wouldn't expect him to care about lyrics, but it seems like the interesting metaphors or what I'm not. It's escaping me, but interesting ways of saying things just kind of flow naturally. It seems.
Yeah. It reminds me a lot of Phoebe Bridgers,
Yeah.
but for the guys. you know?
For dudes
It's
only.
for dudes only, Phoebe.
God. Boo.
This is the first song you put out called Rudolph.
Whoops.
At first, when I heard this song, I didn't love it because it didn't have the same humor, or maybe like romantic-ishness of boat songs. Some of the songs on boat songs, but again, I mean, it's the same vibe as Joker Lips, but
Yeah, I would disagree with the humor of
You know-
like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer being murdered by the guy from Cars as
Is
he's
that what
blacked out
it is?
drunk.
Is that what it is?
Tomater.
No,
deleted
Lightning,
scene of Lightning McQueen
Lightning
blacked out at
McQueen.
full speed. Okay, that's pretty fun.
You know, he's
That's
like
pretty good.
Rudolph the
Yeah.
Red-Nosed Reindeer ripped in half.
I never
Um,
made that connection.
yeah.
I knew the lyrics, but I didn't know that. I didn't think about that.
You're not in the Cars.
I'm
lore
not
like
in the
I am.
Cars
Yeah,
lore,
Tomater, he knew it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I felt the same way when this first came out. Just I don't think that the melodies are as strong as the follow-up singles. Like as like the first taste of the record, I was kind of like, there's
Yeah.
cool stuff here. I like the vibe, but it's kind of just mid-tempo and it
Yeah.
doesn't have the same like hook level that the other songs do.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
That's-
one's less in your face. Nothing is really in your face, but it's like maybe the drums were a little bit more upbeat and like
Yeah.
I like the drum sound, but yeah, it's more monotone and doesn't
Yeah.
really go anywhere.
Again, I think he does more with guitar and slide melodies than he does with vocal melodies. Like,
Completely.
I think that's where he really like gets you with his hooks.
A
and
lot
why-
of this music does that.
Yeah, like where he gets you and why these songs are so sticky and you'll remember for weeks at a time
I like this part.
is
though.
because of these guitar parts. Like he's just one hell of a fucking arranger and guitar player. Like
this is
just
where I
this
started
on
to
its
get.
own.
This is where I started to get reeled in a little bit. 'cause
Yeah.
you give me a little bit of
little shredded.
little shreddage.
like that on its own. That like
Sorry.
like that's fucking
Yeah, I hear
awesome.
it.
I'm just saying, dude. I'm being Zane Lowe right now. It's
the
fucking
best
brilliant.
record you've ever done.
Brilliant.
No,
How did you come up with that?
No, I agree. I think, and he doesn't rely on like strictly verse, chorus, verse,
Yeah.
chorus. Like they kind of have a different shape.
Yeah.
Each one does. I like the lyrics again. He does like the Dylan callback to "Blown in the Wind."
Yeah.
How many roads must a man walk down? And then there's a lot of like religious Catholicism stuff on here.
Seminary, yeah.
And I like this like refrain. I wouldn't be in the seminary if it
Yeah.
wasn't for you.
He's just a jerk who flirts with the clergy nurse till it burns. Yeah.
I also like the use of the word jerk
Yeah,
Like instead
I
of calling
love
someone
that.
like a piece of shit,
It's
you're
just
like,
jerk.
This guy's a real
You're fucking
jerk.
jerk.
People
Yeah.
don't call people jerks
Yeah.
enough anymore.
I agree.
My grandfather called people jerks all the
He's a
time.
Hell yeah.
And he
Yeah.
was on to something.
Texas whorehouse guy.
No, the other one.
Oh, okay.
That's my dad's dad. No, this one.
Texas whorehouse.
Texas whorehouse.
Your other, the one that says jerk would think that guy's a jerk.
Yeah.
He's a real jerk.
He's a jerk.
Jerk.
Calling it Texas whorehouse.
Yeah.
Here's Wristwatch. This is like the last single he put out before the album came out.
And this has become my favorite song.
Yeah, I really like this one. I was kind of disappointed just that they put out a single, another one.
Yeah.
But damn, this song is fucking great. I read that it's about like the Andrew Tates of the internet.
Nice.
Kind
can
of
buy
like
that.
being a macho guy where it's kind of like kind of backed up by nothing.
The Himbo Dome.
Yeah.
dude. I love it. Yeah, I mean, great lyrics. Like the first lyric, I think is a callback to "Come On, Feel the Noise."
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
you know, I've got a funny face, it makes
Yeah.
me money. Those
Yeah.
are like two separate lines.
Yeah, I like that he calls back to
Classic
very
rock.
famous songs. Yeah.
Yeah, and this line is great of like,
Yeah.
I got a beach home up in Buffalo.
yeah.
Like, shittiest beach
Yeah,
house.
I had a beach. Yeah, it's great.
And he's also like, I mean, there it seems like also part of this song is just about being like the disconnection of like the modern world, like
Yeah.
in terms of technology, and that's something
Yeah.
that so many people write about, and it's so easy to make it sound lame.
Yeah, he does. I mean, there was a moment while listening to the song where he says like, "I got a wristwatch that is a compass," but like I was like, "Oh shit, this is gonna be about technology." But then the next chorus, he's like, "I got a wristwatch that's a pocket knife
And a megaphone.
and a megaphone." It starts becoming a little bit more like grounded in just MJ's world instead of just the world at large, I
Yeah.
guess. But yeah, I like how depressing this one is, but still being just a catchy ass song and fitting in with the other singles. Like, it's definitely the most downtrodden. Well, I don't know. She's Leaving You is pretty downtrodden.
I was gonna say
but-
the
There's
next one's
more
pretty.
downtrodden shit.
Yeah.
well, as you keep going, but it's just as with all the singles, this one just has a different. It feels darker, I guess.
It does,
yeah.
especially that like when they do the wristwatch harmony.
Yeah,
it
yeah.
just sounds very like minor key.
Yeah.
But this guitar like solo section is the sickest thing
So
on the
fucking
record.
sick.
Like he'll like noodle and then they keep coming down to that like turnaround like doo 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 doo.
Yeah. Should we get to it?
Yeah, just give me
Yeah.
a taste of it.
Yeah, it gets real fucking heavy. Yeah, again, just a fucking brilliant
Ooh.
guitar.
Brilliant! It's the best work you've
the
ever
best work
done.
you've done, MJ.
Yeah, because he has like he has like some pretty like good country-ish
Yeah.
chops.
Yeah.
But also kind of does the stuff that I really like in
There's a little Shred Flintstone in there.
Yeah.
but like in the same
Not the
way.
band.
yeah,
I was gonna say,
Not them. Just
Uh,
shredding.
but in the same way that like Jay Mascis
Yeah.
from Dinosaur Jr. or Doug
Huge.
Marsh,
Yeah.
where like they'll find the melody line, but it's fuzzed out, it's ugly,
It's
and
right up your alley. It's so Dinosaur Jr. and Built to Spill.
love that shit.
Yeah, it's so awesome. And Pavement as well.
Yeah.
Like, such a huge Pavement vibe from this album. Pavement was never this country, but I think, like, just the way Malcolm has delivered lyrics.
Yeah.
Very much like him.
He made it so white guys never have to sing ever again,
Exactly. It's like,
This-
you can just do whatever you want, dude.
bro. Just talk.
Just talk. This is She's Leaving You.
This one paints a more vivid picture for me of a particular loser that we make fun of pretty regularly on this show.
What was
Of like, you go rent a Ferrari and sing the blues. Believe that Clapton was the second coming.
Yeah, that
it's like
is-
a
that's
dude's
true.
rock
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah,
It
this
kind of
you
is
know?
a dude's rock guy.
this feels the most like a boomer guy who
Yeah.
cheats on his wife and gets
Yeah.
caught.
Yeah, it is like the Dave Grohl.
Yes.
anthem.
Whoa.
yeah, kind of is the
Yeah.
DG,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think Gene Simmons was a second coming. Buy an axe bass.
Buy an axe bass. and paint your face,
spit
like
blood.
a demon. Yeah, this song is, I mean,
I like this one the best. I
again,
think.
one of my favorite songs of the year.
Yeah. This is the best like chorus refrain on the whole record.
I think so too. He's got Katie Crutchfield.
If it's Waxahachie, yeah.
Yeah, on the.
Is that who it
backup
is?
vocal. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I don't know if it's like. I don't think it's like on the album, but I remember reading like when this album first came out.
Oh yeah, because she had the song with him.
Yeah, I
It
think
was
they
like
kind of
a-
flip flopped. What was the song she had? Right on Track, I think it's called, or something like that.
Right
back to it, or
Yeah.
something. Yeah. But yeah, this song is awesome. I mean, this is when I say the guitar melodies really hit you like that. I love that. I wish I came up with that, dude. It's
Dude,
beautiful.
the guitar solo in this is so good. He does that bend.
Yeah. Yeah.
What, dude? Do it.
Should we get there?
Just fuck. Here it comes.
Yeah. Did I skip it?
Probably, but
We
That's
heard
all
a
right.
little bit of it.
the
yeah.
folks at home
The
will
folks
know.
at
They
home
know.
There's a sick bend there.
There's a
and
sick
you're gonna
bend.
love it.
Squealy bend.
Yeah, it's a sick bend.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the portrait he's painting of this kind of
Of a
pathetic guy.
Dork boomer
He keeps
guy.
Yeah.
painting a picture of a pathetic man,
Yeah.
and that's why we love it.
Portrait
Yes.
of
Look
a
at
portrait
us.
of a pathetic man.
Portrait, yeah.
Henry, portrait of a pathetic man.
Brief interviews with hideous men.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Here's Rip Torn. He's kind of giving us a break from getting our ass kicked so hard.
Yeah.
Four times in a row. This is another train car hobo song. The way
Yeah, it
you
is.
got torn up.
Yeah. No, I love like the drunken string band.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. It's great.
The violins almost sound like
Out
Out
of
of
tune.
tune.
yeah.
And when I was listening to this, I'm like, ooh,
Yeah.
is that's intentional?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Can't sound good, dude.
No, no.
It's an indie record,
Yeah,
brother.
that's true.
Yeah. The song almost feels like off the cuff. You know, if they were just
Like
like
he's just
sitting around,
riffing?
just fucking like
I'm just riffing.
just playing around.
Get lost.
He
Yeah,
just
lost.
watched Men in Black. He's like,
Yeah.
Rip Torn.
Rip
Let's go.
Torn's one of my favorite actors. Yeah, that scene with him and Michael Jackson and MIB too.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe
I
that's-
could be Agent M. That's where MJ Lenderman.
Yeah, I was gonna
There
say
we go.
Michael
that's
Jackson
where
Lenderman.
MJ stands for.
I could be Agent M.
Yeah, and then, like it works on two levels because like Rip Torn, it sounds like you're hammered. I'm Rip
Rip
Torn.
Torn.
I'm
I'm
Rip
Rip
Torn.
But there's also that story of him like showing up at a bank in his robe and being like, "Why are you people in my house?"
I never
Yeah.
heard that.
I think it was like sometime in the 2010s. Like,
Michael
Rip Torn?
Jackson? Did
no,
that?
Rip Torn,
Oh.
the actor from Men in Black. Like
Will Smith.
he like rolled into a bank at like 11,
I
and
didn't
he's like,
know
"What
that.
the hell are all these people doing here?"
I love Rip Torn, dude.
He's like, "I live
Rip Torn
at a
rocks.
First National."
I like thinking that Michael Jackson.
Michael
did
Jackson
That,
did
that would be
that,
way
yeah.
scarier.
That would
It
be.
would be, and
Like,
everybody would
oh
just
my god!
everybody would just be like, "Okay, yeah, we'll leave." We'll leave.
Whoa, get out of here. Yeah. Mr. Jackson.
Mr. Jackson, I am for real.
Yeah, he even references the Men in Black movie in this song.
He
That's
does.
cool.
There's a lyric towards the back end. I tap the glass, the sharks lines.
If you tap the glass, the sharks might look at you. Yeah.
There's a part of me that feels like that may be him talking about like success now. You know, like if you released, like everything that I'm reading,
I didn't think about that.
there are certain things within the record that almost feels like he might be uncomfortable with the amount of attention that his music now has,
I could see that for a guy.
and especially like there's also a lot of breakup stuff on the record. And
Yeah.
he is going through a breakup. So
Yeah.
I don't know. That line kind of felt like maybe that is like, you know, you're damned if they do look at you or damned if they don't.
Yeah. Is he getting, you think, more recognition than Wednesday now? Do you think he's as big as that now?
I think so.
I feel like he is. I feel like he's probably raking in as the same audience, if not maybe a little bit bigger. I mean, I identify with this way more than I do with a Wednesday record. And
Same here. And I think it's more accessible. I think what
It's just
Wednesday
more-
do is cool, but
yeah, it's cool, but it's all about the instrumental for me. Like this just feels like more like down home versus like a mix between like this and that. That's like really cool. This just feels very like classic, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that song a lot. I love that. The first line is great. I guess I'll call you Rip Torn the way you got tore up.
Yeah.
It's like
Hell yeah, dude.
I love to just call a buddy Rip Torn.
Yeah,
He
it's
got,
like
chewed out by his wife or something.
Or like you go on the bachelor party and you don't know one of the guy's friends, but he gets fucked up the first night. Oh, it's Rip Torn.
Fucking Rip Torn.
Just an
over
entire
here.
weekend
Yeah.
of being called Rip Torn. He's like, I'm leaving, dude.
Let's move on. This is You Don't Know the Shape I'm In.
This song has a line in it that I like. We sat under a half-mast McDonald's flag.
Love that. Dude.
Yeah, that's great.
It stuck out to me multiple times when I heard it, and I guess as a person that also makes music, I strive to have quite as detailed references in my lyrics, but I can never execute it. I just always end up singing about goblins and ghouls.
No, I think that's one of the reasons why I really connect with this stuff, or like I really respond to it, because he is able to do something that seems like it would be easy, but it's difficult.
Yeah.
And it's writing about the world that we actually live in.
Yeah.
Like the references that he makes, the things that he talks about, like you feel like he's a guy living in this
He's a
commercialized dumb America that we live in.
Yeah.
Like that picture of like, you know, like it's on. Sometimes it gets viral on Twitter of like, this is America, and it's like a picture of like.
It's the Breezeway
It's like,
exit.
yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. It's like McDonald's and all these like different gas stations. Like it feels like that. Like if you were just to be there for a while.
Yes, but he also makes it emotional.
Exactly.
Like-
that's an emotional picture.
Yeah.
Like, even though it doesn't look like it, it's a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you see it and you're just like, fuck.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
that
he-
sucks.
He does a really good
Yeah.
job of like showing like, you know, we have the same emotions as we did when we were writing in Shakespearean time.
Yeah.
We're just surrounded
We're
by
surrounded by
fucking
bullshit.
Five Belows, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like it's a thing that I feel when I listen to Phoebe Bridgers' music. Like she really can kind of ground it, you know, and makes it feel real. But versus like she's talking about something that's very personal to her, like Scott Street or something like that. Like you kind of have to take Scott Street and apply it to a place where you grew up. Whereas this is just like, it's McDonald's.
Yeah.
Everyone knows it's McDonald's.
Yeah.
The flag is at half-mast because
Right.
Mayor McCheese was assassinated.
And MJ would probably talk about Mayor McCheese in one of his songs.
This song's about
It's
Mayor
about-
McCheese. It's about Mayor McCheese being impeached.
Mayor McCheese got him.
Cheat on his
Yeah, you don't know.
wife.
Yeah, you don't know what shape I'm in. I'm in the shape of a hamburger.
My head's in the shape of a hamburger.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, it's
My
beautiful.
friend is a guy
My
who's purple and nobody knows
Friend
what he
is
is.
a purple monster.
Watch out for Hamburglar.
He's a real dick.
He's a real jerk.
Ronald McDonald
Touches
is
kids.
a douchebag.
I also like the vibe of the song. I like the screeching feedback
Yeah.
that he uses from time to time, and like the clarinet.
It sounds
Actually-
like the horns are being run through some sort of like guitar pedal overdriven
Yeah,
or something.
it's like
That's
a
why
wah,
they're
some
feedbacking,
kind of weird wah
feeding
pedal,
back.
yeah.
It's very cool.
I will say, if I had to choose one that's my least favorite, I think this would be it.
After all that,
I would probably agree, but I still like it.
No, I don't mind it at all.
After
It's
all
not, I know
that.
I haven't skipped it once since I've been listening to this record, but it's just not one of my favorites. I feel like it's just a little bit too skeletal, and the way he delivers the lyrics feels like I guess just not as emotional as the last couple songs. But that's, you know, what are you gonna do?
it's I quit my band.
It's I quit my band. Here's On My Knees.
This is a
Nice.
pretty good sorry Nate. This is a pretty good Neil Young impression
I
that
was
he's
just gonna
doing.
say
Oh,
that.
big
It's
time.
So Neil.
Yeah.
Uncle Neil right here.
Uncle
dude.
Neil.
Yeah, just a fucking rocker at the end of an album. This is the one you show to your dad when you're like, I swear to God, you might like this.
Do you think your dad would get down with this song particularly?
Absolutely not.
No.
My dad hates Neil Young,
Oh shit.
Zeppelin, Sabbath.
Oh yeah, I
He's
forgot.
like, put on
hates-
Warrant.
He hates Zeppelin and Sabbath.
Yeah. Hates Zeppelin. He likes AC/DC.
Yeah,
That's it.
he likes Billy Idol.
How do you
Billy
like
Idol.
AC/DC and not Led Zeppelin? I whatever. Never
Always
mind.
hated Zeppelin.
We gotta have him on
Mm-hmm.
so he can explain that to
yeah.
us.
Yeah.
I mean, you will get no explanation.
Yeah.
No.
No, he doesn't have.
I like what I like.
Yeah.
Um,
Stinks. That's it.
I really like this song. I love like
Yeah.
the sing-songy chorus
Yeah.
and that like little falsetto thing he does.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's this one, huh?
Got me
on
on
my
my
knees.
More
Yeah.
religious stuff.
Yeah.
My boy's Catholic, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe he grew up Catholic. I mean, everyone's got a little bit of that in them.
My man is delivered.
He's
Remembering
delivered.
Remembering
Yeah.
Travolta's bald head.
Yeah, we get
Call
a
back to Scientology.
I do
Shout
really
out to
like
us.
the quiet
Shout out to us.
hiss of a midnight piss,
Yeah, I
or
like
a
that. one.
river
It was
turned to
good. Yeah.
creek.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some great lyrics. On
Really
the song.
good lyrics.
It's a fun one.
This
It's
is a
fun-
lyrics album.
Yeah, it really is. Which I'm not a lyrics guy.
No, I'm not either.
Huge
So
lyrics
I know
guy.
you're a huge
Yeah.
lyrics guy.
I'm a lyrics hog.
I'm a lyrics guy.
This guy's a fucking
only
nerd
sometimes.
over here.
I know.
Dude.
I like
Riffs and words,
Yeah.
dude. That's
This
what
guy-
I like.
This guy reads books,
Yeah.
dude.
I just want just songs about ghouls, hell,
It sounded like William Montgomery
demons.
there for a second.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ!
Jesus
dude.
Christ! Yeah.
Evan, Tony, oh my God! What do you think about that?
William Montgomery.
My William Montgomery impression.
That's pretty good.
I worked on it in
Yeah.
the car.
Did you see the clip of him talking about cooking with Dr. Pepper? It's one of my favorite clips.
Dr. Pepper, Tony.
I've been cooking with
Jesus
Dr. Pepper.
Christ,
Been
Tony.
cooking with Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, I like
Just
him
go
a lot.
check that out. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the song.
I like the song.
Sorry.
I
No,
like
you're
the song a lot. Yeah, it's filled with like just charming lyrics here and there. I don't really know what this song is about. I think it's just kind of the jammer on the end of the tacked on to the end of the album. It's
Yeah.
just a fun one.
Hey, hey, my.
Yeah,
Rock
yeah,
and roll will
sure.
never
Great
die.
guitar lead.
Great guitar lead, great guitar melody, great vocal melody. Not one of my favorites, but on the album, but I liked it a lot.
Yeah, out of the non-singles, it's up there for me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to pick songs out of the non, it's half the record.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Here's the last song, "Bark at the Moon."
This one takes an interesting turn.
Yeah. What did you guys think of this one?
Well, it's 9 minutes.
10.
10.
Pretty much 10.
That's pretty wild
Yeah.
that there's a minute and a half, 2 minutes of song, and then there's just feedback. Almost like he
Yeah.
needed to meet some sort of
Some
baseline.
sort of quota.
Yeah,
Like,
if it's
to
not
ma-
38 minutes,
Yeah.
we ain't putting
We
it out.
can't
Yeah.
put it out.
He's like, all right, check this out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I really like the 3 minutes that we get here.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah, me too.
I like another really great lyrics. I could use your 2 cents, babe. I could really use the change.
Yeah, I really like that.
Makes sense as a closer. It's like it feels like the most forward like breakup song.
Yeah.
You know?
I like the lyric, "Don't move to New York City, it's going to change the way you dress."
Yeah, that's a cool lyric.
Especially coming off of the Dare album.
Yeah, and I
I
think.
found out today that guy was like from Portland.
Oh yeah.
So like this lyric kind of even hits harder.
Yeah.
It's like, just don't become a New York City douchebag.
Yeah, please don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know, like, there's like part of this that almost like this feels like a much more mature album for him.
Yeah.
In many ways,
Yeah.
like in the way he writes his songs, how like consistent it is. Like you have like stuff on both songs, like Dan Marino. Sounds like absolute shit.
Yeah.
Like even compared to like a Rough Around the Edges
Yeah.
album. Like this is like striving to have a sonic consistency, a vibe, and like talking about like, you know, you're leaving and I'm playing fucking Guitar Hero
Yeah.
at night. Like it almost feels like there's
Bark at the Moon.
part of this is like talking about maybe the growing pains of maturity, like
Yeah.
growing up and being like this shit sucks.
Absolutely. I mean, he's a young guy.
Yeah,
I-
like 27 maybe.
I think he's 25.
Oh my
which is
God.
kind of crazy. I was like, damn. I got some years on this.
Yeah, dude.
But yeah, for how mature he is and like able to pack all of his experiences into these like really witty lines, and yeah, kind of get to even older guys. Like I think there's a lot I've been seeing online. There's a lot of older guys that are really like MJ heads.
Well, he's like he you know, there's definitely influences of his, like Jason Molina, like Sparkle Horse, that were indie like stalwarts of the 90s and 2000s, and he feels like a very natural kind of progression of that into like a Gen Z Sparkle Horse. He does feel that way.
The Gen Z Pavement, Dinosaur Jr., Sparkle Horse, and that shit is like, you know, that era is like huge right now. Like I feel like there's a lot of Pittsburgh bands that are influenced by those guys that are kind of like coming up right now. So yeah, it all kind of makes sense. I like this song a lot. Again, great, memorable guitar melody, some memorable lyrics. The only thing I was disappointed by was like when I saw the track listing, I was like, I'm ready for a fucking 10-minute song from MJ. And I didn't get that.
No.
Yeah.
No, you get 3 minutes and then 7 minutes of like guided meditation music of guitar feedback.
Yeah. And I was severely disappointed by that. Especially with a lot of this album being all like just the singles, you know? Like it didn't feel like there was many surprises. Like I wanted this song to be a big surprise, and I didn't really get that. I mean, it was a surprise.
Yeah.
In a disappointing way.
A bad surprise. Like in Nope.
And exactly.
Like it feels, and there was nothing about the song leading up to it that makes this a logical ending.
No,
like
it doesn't deserve
this feels
whatsoever.
like this could have been at the end of any of those songs.
Yeah.
Then.
Yeah.
We're just 7 minutes.
7 minutes. Every song could be 10 minutes. Yeah. That's it though. Should we move into the closing?
Let's go into CAs,
arguments?
brother.
Yeah. Who's going?
I'll go. I definitely am the least qualified to judge this, so I'll keep it brief. But because I can't really base it on anything, I don't listen to any of his contemporaries or anything like that. But this is like pretty good. It's the lyrics are interesting, and it made me want to think about the lyrics as opposed to a lot of music where it just kind of glosses over, even though you listen to it multiple times. And every song is distinguishable in a genre for me that where a lot of things can sound similar. He's talented. The production's really good. If you guys are saying that his previous release maybe was a little bit too lo-fi for taste, this seems to scratch that itch for everybody. I didn't dislike listening to this. Everybody very much likes it. I think Pitchfork gave it an 8.5 or something like that. But just because it's not my favorite genre, I'm probably gonna let it slip to like a 7 even, and that's really what I think about it.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, it's not your jam.
It's not your jam.
Okay.
That's okay.
I can go. Yeah, I really, really like this. It was an album that I was looking forward to most of the year, and there hasn't been a ton of those, and it like exceeded my expectations. Liked every single, and a lot of times when that happens, I get to the rest of the album and I'm like, oh, those were the best songs.
Yeah.
I still think that those were the best songs, but I find the album tracks growing in my estimation every time that I listen to it. Yeah, it does feel like he has carved out an authentic voice in music, and I don't think that there's a ton of those. There's people making cool sounding music. There's people that are pushing the boundaries sonically and stuff like that, but I don't think that we have a ton of songwriters that really have felt like they've carved out an authentic point of view that I can point to and be like, oh, that's like
that's an MJ lyric.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he and there was times on the boat songs where I felt like, okay, this is like almost like a trick that he does on these songs, but he does it every song where he finds this way to make it feel modern but also emotional and also funny. And this isn't like the aesthetic I typically am all about. Like I know you like like more of the alt country stuff than I do. Like I like the more like Sparkle Horse, Jason Molina, where it's like a little more folk, a little more indie rock. But he brings in enough like gnarly guitar and really good melodies within the instrumentation that I don't mind that it's a little hillbilly shit for my taste.
Yeah.
Overall, yeah, I really dig it, and I think that he's lived up to the hype of what a lot of people wanted this album to be. I'm gonna go 8.3.
8.3. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I feel really similarly to you. I mean, maybe a tiny bit different. I had more disappointment with this record than I think you did. Like, I really liked it. Really liked all the songs. Some of these songs, I mean, at least 3 of them are up there for like my favorites of the year. I think my disappointment was just more in the fact that we got so much meat from this album with the singles, and those ended up being my favorite parts, and the other parts of it were like, just the obvious not singles. Like I feel like the only song that could have been a single was probably On My Knees. And then, like, with Bark at the Moon being 10 minutes long and then kind of not paying off, I was like, shit, But other than that, like, for what he's doing here, it's so mature for a 25-year-old guy. It's like speaking to a generation of guys and girls. I mean,
Yeah, I know we keep saying guys,
but it feels like, it feels like that in a way. Like the dude, like all these bands that dudes love, like Dinosaur Jr., Built to Spill, and Pavement, are like these like college bro from the '90s bands, and he's kind of like bringing that aesthetic back. And the thing that you said that I was gonna say is about his lyric writing, whereas like it's so impressive after like this is like really his big breakout album, where people that are music fans are being like, that's an MJ Lenderman lyric. Like, that's, funny. That's something that he would write. To, like, have that down already is fucking awesome. And just, you can kind of identify something that's already him. Like, it feels like he's on his way to something bigger already, just with his second record. I love the way this album sounds. I love the guitar melodies. It's so unusual to be like, to be able to identify a song just by the guitar melody more than the vocal melody or the way he sings, because he's not doing anything really crazy with his vocals. It's like mostly almost spoken word in a way. Like, it's so monotone. But I just love, like, when you think singer-songwriter, this is exactly what I want. So I'm going to give this record like a 7.8. I think that's fair for me.
we always say that it's fair. Our comment section sometimes does not.
Does not.
We're always fair by our own estimation.
Yeah.
7.8 for me. That gives it a 7.7 out of 10.
All right.
And I think that's a pretty light
seems
hell
reasonable.
yeah.
All right.
It feels like it maybe should deserve a hell yeah.
I think just a clean hell
But
yeah.
I think a clean
clean
hell
hell
yeah.
A clean hell yeah.
We're already in hell yeah territory.
Yeah, we're safely.
Because what? 1 to
7.
3 is dog shit.
Correct.
4, 5, 6 is yeah. Because we're in. This is surpassed.
We're
hell
past,
Yeah.
This is-
whatever.
we're in a straight up
Clean hell yeah.
Clean hell yeah.
For MJ Lenderman. Great fucking album. I love listening to this. I've been listening to it on repeat since it came out, and that's only been a couple days, but I don't intend to stop. And that's more than I can say for, other albums that have come out recently. Like, we didn't talk about the Wonder Horse album. I feel like that's like the album that came out recently that can kind of be like compared to this. This is kind of what I wanted from that band. Yeah. It's fucking great shit. 7.7 clean hell yeah out of 10.
Love it.
Thanks everyone for watching. Tell us what you thought of it. If you listen to this album, go and comment and tell us what you thought. Would love to hear everyone else's thoughts. Go follow us and go subscribe to Patreon. We got that new episode out. Go follow us on Instagram and TikTok, and listen to the episodes on Spotify if you want. It's I Quit My Band. See you next time.